So I'm James, I'm one half of TMPLE.
My name's Charlie and I'm the other half of TMPLE.
I guess predominantly my background is sort of, I'm a vocalist, I also produce. My start into music was actually playing like flamenco and classical guitar, and then I got into piano, started singing, and then Charlie introduced me into sort of production.
My background in music, I've been playing guitar for around 13 years, and the way I got into music production was I wanted to find great ways to record my guitar in the best possible way. When James would come around my house, when we were, must have been about 14, 15 years old, we had nothing to do. So, you know, one thing I did know how to do was record music. So that's how we started recording music together, and that's how we got into production at a very early age. So we've been making music together for around 13 years. The TMPLE project's been going on for around 4 years now.
We know each other from school, and we met in science class. Charlie invited me over to his house. I remember it well. I think I was sitting on my chair at the time before it got upgraded was like these little set of drawers, wasn't it? So I'd sit on these drawers, and we'd have a little USB, and we'd always start with a drum beat where we'd have this tiny little USB keyboard, which was like 2 octaves or 1 octave, wasn't it? And we would just like try and program some drums in together. We'd make a little beat, and then we actually went to Brighton together, and we bought this little USB microphone, which actually ended up recording most of our vocals on. I think it cost around 50, 60 quid. We were like, this will do. We went home, started recording vocals straight away. And now it's like an ornament in the studio, this USB microphone. It's like treasure. We forgot to get a pop shield as well, and Charlie was like, oh, I've got an idea, and he got like a coat hanger and some of his mum's tights and made a little pop shield, which we used. Did the job. So yeah, TMPLE came around about 4 years ago. It was actually, when COVID happened, it kind of gave us a chance to kind of look at where we wanted to go and the sound that we wanted. And I think in previous projects, we hadn't quite found our sound. And I think as you grow up, those influences change. We're ready for a fresh start. And I think COVID gave us that space to kind of really rethink things from the ground up and be like, right, what do we want to sound like? What do we want to be called?
I think when the TMPLE name came up, it really allowed us all to kind of hone in exactly on what the vision and the brand could actually look like and the sound. It all kind of clicked. I know at first James wasn't actually that keen on the name. It was only when I brought it up around the manager that suddenly it was like a light bulb moment, and we were like, yeah, this fits in with who it is we are and where we want to go.
Inspiration can come at any moment. Like I can be in bed and I'll randomly like jolt up, get my phone, do a voice note, a little mumbling voice note that I can't make sense of the next day. But like you'll try to, and you'll probably get some idea out of it, and it's just like you kind of just got to be ready for when it comes.
Yeah, and some of our best tracks have actually come in the shortest periods of time. Like our best tracks, we tend to start and finish in a day, and if we're working on the same track for 2 months, then usually it's just not it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely. I think the more you get into music, the more you realise like capturing the moment is so important. Like it's so hard. Like I find it hard to go back to a track we've made and do vocals another day because you're in a different mood, you're in a different mindset. Like you need to try and capture that same energy.
So I think the thing is with me and James now, we can both produce tracks from start to finish. But I'd say particularly our strengths, I've always been more about the beats and the sounds and the bass lines. James' strengths is without a doubt, you know, chords, melodies and vocal ideas and stuff like that. Over time, we've both actually improved in our weaker areas. James is a very good producer now. I jump in on a lot of the songwriting and chords and melodies as well. So I think predominantly that's the way it goes.
There's no real kind of like formula to it. I think we write separately, we write together, and whatever kind of sticks, we kind of go with. You can get so bogged down in the detail. And I think, historically you can butt heads over like the sound of things, the arrangement, like mixes of things, like, and ultimately the person at the end of it, they'll never know the difference between a snare that's EQ'd
300 hertz, 500 hertz, 700
They don't care, they just want a catchy song. Over time, you just sort of like learn to trust each other.
Yeah, I think on the day you're right. Like when we're in the studio together, it's really important not to sweat the small stuff. It's very easy to sweat the small stuff, but then you've wasted half an hour trying to find the perfect kick. Really, it's better just to get something that sounds right for that moment, and then, you know, whoever's producing the track afterwards, whoever James has left the studio, I can always hone in on the smaller stuff later, or so can James, and that's where the quality control kind of kicks in. You know, when we're kind of in the mix down process, that's when we can really finesse all the intricate details of the track. The difference between a live show and a DJ show is actually a very different feeling. The live show, I feel like there's a lot more.
There's a lot more that can go wrong.
There's a lot more that can go wrong on a live show. We like to do everything as live as we can, and whether that's live looping on stage, James's vocals, we play loads of synth parts and everything like that live on stage. So there's a lot more that can go wrong. And even like the physical process of taking all the gear around, setting up, doing all the rehearsing, like a live show takes a lot of work. However, it is extremely rewarding when it goes very well and you've sold out a show, which we've done in the past. There's probably no better feeling than that. With the DJ set, it's a lot more, you go in there, you're feeling out the crowd and you're a lot more in the moment, and you know, we don't go in with a set track list of, you know, we have our record box which we turn up to the show with, and we like to try and read the crowd and fill the room, which is actually a lot more relaxed approach.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, yeah, we've played shows where you just really feel a sense of connection when you're playing solely your own music. People are there to see your music, and they're not just there to kind of like have a good time and like drink or whatever. It's like it's a different kind of reward, which I think we both enjoy more. But the DJing side of things is more relaxed, as Charles said. It's more fun.
We've ended up in this DJ world as well, but there's a lot of opportunities, and there's a great opportunity for our music to kind of connect with people on the dance floor through this DJ world. You know, like, as we are both musicians, we do love the live aspect of it, and it's definitely something that we're going to be doing more of in the future and putting on more live shows.
So our big highlight for both of us was seeing Damien Lazarus and Jamie Jones drop one of our unreleased tracks at Day Zero, Eyes on Me. And yeah, the track was actually ready to go with our in-house team, and we were about to release it. And we really wanted to release it on Damien Lazarus's label, but we never heard anything back. And then, yeah, just as we were about to release the track, he kind of emails us, or emails our manager and says, I'd love to sign this track. And yeah, we just were like, fine. So we just dropped the release and then ended up releasing it on his label, and yeah, did really well. And yeah, just to be kind of recognised by someone like that in the industry was definitely a big highlight for us. I think one of the great joys of making music is being able to share that with people. So like whether we're DJing or playing a live show, having the opportunity to actually like test those tracks out you've made in a studio in quite like a vulnerable, intimate environment, and then suddenly play it out for hundreds, maybe thousands of people. It's a good test to see if a track works, and you get that instant feedback. But if it goes down well, like there's no better feeling, and you just know that like, yeah, this track's gonna go off. For me personally, like I can't get up without thinking about music or wanting to write music. Like I'll hear like the kettle go and I want to sample it, or like I'll like walk over a tile and it will make a sound, and I'll be like, in my head I'm like, right, if I layer that up with a kick, I'll be able to create like a really nice mid-range on a like, that's how my mind works. So like I'm constantly in creation mode, and I think music is just my avenue to kind of like create, and I kind of need it. It's a therapy. Like music is our therapy.
Yeah, and I think a big motivation as well is just, you know, I always say this to James, I want us to write music that we're going to be proud to look back on, you know, as years go on. And yeah, and just essentially put out the best possible music we can create. I think that's what I feel like that's what I'm here to do, is to write the best possible records I can make.
We want to look back on the work that we've done and feel like there's like a legacy there we're proud of. Just to stay true to ourselves and just to try and do what feels natural to us and what means something to us.
As time goes on, we're really trying to make a conscious effort of just always bringing it back to the music, and making people feel something.
And I think for me personally, my favourite music is music that like, opens me up in a way that I can't do in normal life. Like it helps me experience things.
Feel something.
Helps me feel things, yeah. Makes me feel something. And I think I want to write music that helps people unlock these emotions inside of them and gives people experiences that they otherwise wouldn't have.
Without a doubt, the best part of the production and music writing process is the day that you're writing the track and you're capturing that moment. You know, there's a real art to that, and not getting caught up in the small things, and you know, just really taking advantage of the day, getting in that state of flow where actually 4 or 5 hours has gone by and you don't know that those 4 or 5 hours have gone by because you've been so lost in the music. I think that's a very, very enjoyable experience, and without a doubt the best part of the writing process.
Yeah, I think for me recently as well, like what I've really enjoyed doing is getting out of the box and like starting a track on my piano or a guitar and just like really getting it back to like a core of like, right, what is the emotion here? Trying to capture that emotion and then bringing it into the box and like creating a beat around that kind of raw emotion, which I think kind of helps. Yeah, I think, well, that's what I've been enjoying a lot recently, is trying to capture that raw emotion.
I don't think I'm ever going to stop doing music. I think without a doubt we're going to constantly be evolving and adapting. You know, as you grow older, your tastes change. You know, without a doubt we're always going to be doing it, but there will definitely be some changes and adaptations as you go. I actually think Bonobo once said this on a Reddit forum. Someone was talking about his old music, and then he was talking about how actually they're just fixated on that period of time, and you know, Bonobo's now writing music which represents where he is now in life, and I can totally appreciate that, because the music I was making when I was 16 is not the music that I'm into now.
No, I don't think I'll ever stop. I think it's just, I think if you're an artist, I think it'll always kind of come out of you in one way or the other. I think maybe you want to get into writing for like film or writing for adverts or writing for other artists. Like that's definitely something that I'm interested in doing as well. But ultimately, I think, you know, we'll always probably make music with each other in one way or another, and we'll just continue to work on the TMPLE project. Passion for me is purpose. It's something that gets you up in the morning. It's something that you go to bed thinking about. It's the thing that is inside of you. It's that little like warmth that keeps you going, like when, I don't know, times are tough. And I think music being my passion is the thing that's always helped me through those like tough times in life.
Yeah, some of the best music can really come from when you're in a very bad place or a very overwhelming place, and sometimes the only thing you have left to turn to is the music, and I think that's where the passion comes in. Whereas if you're going through a really rough time in your life and the thing you want to do is actually go write a song, then I think to me that's what passion is.